Welcome back, it's Rich, and in this episode, Rich reviews my top 10 most anticipated movies of 2024. Let's do it. Welcome back to Rich Reviews, no-nonsense movie chat from the UK. So 2024 gets off to a really slow start at the cinema, but we do have a bunch of great stuff coming this way to look forward to. This list's not in any particular order, it's not ranked, it's just 10 films that I'm looking forward to in 2024, either because I think they're going to be good or because I'm really curious about them. So let's kick off with Deadpool 3. This is the only official Marvel Cinematic Universe MCU movie in 2024. And yes, Deadpool's joining the MCU. We're going to get some of the Sonyverse Marvel films, the kind of characters that they adopt, but they're not the actual MCU. They're not really connected properly. Deadpool was never part of the MCU originally. It was just a spin-off released by Fox and was kind of its own thing, loosely tied to the X-Men property, and he made fun and poked jokes at other Marvel, Fox and Sony films. This, however, is the superb Wade Wilson officially joining our cinematic universe, and that's one reason alone that I'm really excited for this film. And regardless, I love the first Deadpool films, and I think Ryan Reynolds does a great job of playing the merc with the mouth. We also get Hugh Jackman coming back as Wolverine, which again means that he's now tied into the official MCU too. I really hope that our character breaks the fourth wall as he commonly does and pokes fun maybe at the current state of the MCU or the DC universe. It could make for some great quips. Next up, we have The Fall Guy, with Ryan Gosling taking on the role of the unknown stuntman. The staff that work tirelessly behind the scenes are never credited in these big action movies, and I think that's quite good. In this, he's unwillingly pushed into some real-life event, and cue then an action movie with something at least a little different in the premise of that. The trailer looks like a lot of fun, and it's likely that we'll see at least a great popcorn flick, and it does promise a cameo from the classic star Lee Majors, who was our Fall Guy back in the 80s as Colt Seavers. Looking forward to this one. Next up, we've got Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, and what I'm not 100% sure on, as it's been directed by the Maze Runner trilogy's Wes Ball, and that's pretty much all he has to his movie credit name. And those films, to me, were just average sci-fi. The first maybe being a bit better than okay, but the rest declining. Still, he's got a solid block to work from with the previous Apes trilogy and the effects that they've already got established for those. And as such, I'm going to give this a pass and reserve judgment until I've at least seen it, because it looks from the trailer like another superb outing for our monkey friends. Up next, we get Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. And aside the all-female Answer the Call movie we got fairly recent-ish, I do like a bit of Ghostbusters, and in this we get Paul Rudd back, and it looks like more of the classic cast returning, maybe a bit more than just a cameo role too, but that's not confirmed at the moment. We have a short teaser trailer already that does show the old cast, but it gives very little away, to be honest. Ghostbusters Afterlife was pretty decent, maybe a 6 or 7 out of 10. I'm hoping this one creeps a bit better than that, but anything with a bit of 80s nostalgia and Ghostbusters, it gets me curious instantly, so I'm looking forward to this one. Next up is Mad Max Furiosa, the spin-off of the Mad Max films, and more of the Fury Road, really. I loved Mad Max Fury Road. I do hope this is at least as good as that. The trailer looks good for this, and while it's kind of more of the same, the character of Furiosa was a welcome new lead in Fury Road and played superbly by Charlize Theron. However, in this, the actress is switched now, and we get Anna Taylor-Joy as the lead heroine. However, she is great in everything she did, especially the Queen's Gambit. So again, we'll see. But I do have our hopes for this one, and hopefully a thumping loud IMAX soundtrack like before. Next up, I've got Alien Romulus. This one could be an absolute load of trash, as we've had some questionable alien-related content now over the years. But when it's done right, it is stunning stuff, and I'm hoping this one's the latter. We don't get Ridley Scott this time either, which I think he's kind of going off the rails a bit. I'm kind of happy about this, that it's some different. This one's not tied into the previous alien lore we've had recently, such as Prometheus and Alien Covenant. So again, it's maybe more of a standalone style movie, which is great. But it is set to be set between Alien and Aliens, the original kind of James Cameron film. This one I'm looking forward to, and I really hope it turns out great. Everybody's wanting a good Aliens film to work, and a return to form for such a fantastic sci-fi horror character that was created. Next up, we get a third Knives Out movie, again directed by the same Rian Johnson and starring Daniel Craig as Benoit Blanc. Nothing's known about this one yet other than it is being worked on and it is happening. I really enjoyed the first two of these, particularly the first one. I've seen it several times, and despite knowing everything that happens, I love to sit and kind of just watch it again. I think it's fantastic. So this is one I'm also looking forward to. This is going to be late 2024. Then next up, we have the Sonyverse Marvel characters. And this entry is technically two films. We have Madam Web and Kraven the Hunter. Now, I don't actually expect good things from these, but I am curious, especially for Kraven the Hunter. Not from the trailers, at least, either. They weren't great. But more from my memories of these in comic books when I was a kid. I really do hope they're good, though. The Sony Marvel films are generally not great, not by a long stretch, and we've seen some abysmal flops too. Even the Venom films with Tom Hardy, while doing well in terms of box office success, they're just not great films by any stretch. I like the look of Venom and the kind of the effects of him, but it's just a bit of a CGI fest and it's so cheesy. These two are in my list of curiosities rather than being excited for. So before I give my final two, if you like what you see today, don't forget to check out my other videos. Feel free to like, subscribe for free to follow my channel, and share your thoughts in the comments below. So next up we have A Quiet Place Day One, a prequel to the first film and one that will show how the world collapsed and where the aliens came from, which is probably space, I guess. I did like the other two films a lot. They carried a great sense of tension and dread, but in those, the world had already adjusted to this and people knew to be quiet. That was kind of the theme of the film, obviously. This could make for something interesting then, being a prequel, because there's going to be all sorts of noise going off and people not understanding maybe what's making the aliens attack. We got glimpses of it in some flashbacks in part 2, but not a lot. People like these kind of films, and there's always interest in the how did it all start, a bit like kind of Walking Dead, I suppose. So we'll see. Looking forward to this one. And so finally on my list we get Beetlejuice 2, the sequel to the 1988 comedy PG horror, and a film that, while not aging well in the effects area or logic, is still a great fun romp to watch on a Sunday afternoon. This new film has seemingly been in the works for years, especially in the rumours department, but it is actually happening. It's coming, and spy shots have been doing the rounds as filming began in 2023. We also get the return of some classic characters such as Michael Keaton as Beetlejuice, Winona Ryder as Lydia Deetz, and the return of her sculpture-loving mum Delia Deetz too. We get newcomers of Wednesday's Jenna Ortega as Lydia Deetz's daughter. We get the awesome Willem Dafoe in an unknown role at the moment, and also Monica Bellucci, who's currently credited on IMDb as Beetlejuice's wife. It's been directed by Tim Burton, and I love his working style, so I'm super excited to see this one, and I'll be there with my daughter on opening night. Please be a good film. So that's my top 10 films of 2024 that I'm most looking forward to and seeing. What are you most looking forward to? Leave a comment below, but until next time, keep smiling, peeps.